You've probably heard of Jay Leno's impressive car collection. But did you know he has an equally remarkable collection of motorcycles? Jay Leno owns some of the rarest and most iconic bikes ever made. In fact, some of these motorcycles are so rare that you've likely never even heard of them. With such a vast collection, it's hard to keep track. But today, we're going to take a look at the 10 rarest motorcycles in Jay Leno's garage. The 10th spot on this list goes to the 1929 Scott Flying Squirrel. Amongst these legendary vintage motorcycles in Jay Leno's garage, the 1929 Scott Flying Squirrel stands out as a true gem. Interestingly, this particular bike is a replica of the model ridden by Alfred Angus Scott to victory in the Isle of Man race, making it more than just a beautiful machine, but also a piece of racing history. Despite the Flying Squirrel being a racing motorcycle, Leno was able to register it with a California license plate, allowing him to legally ride it on public roads. This showcases the bike's enduring appeal and practicality, even nearly a century after it was first built. The most intriguing feature of this motorcycle is its unconventional cooling system. Unlike modern motorcycles that rely on electric water pumps, the Flying Squirrel uses a method called thermosiphoning. Jay Leno himself explains that this ingenious system works by using the engine's heat to move water through the system naturally. As the engine warms up, hot water rises, pushing cooler water forward, which then passes through the radiator to dissipate heat before returning to continue the cycle. In terms of specifications, the 1929 Scott Flying Squirrel is simply a marvel of engineering. It's equipped with a water-cooled, two-stroke twin-cylinder engine with a displacement of 596 cubic centimeters. Power is transmitted through a 3-speed transmission, delivering an impressive 28 horsepower. What's truly remarkable is its performance. This vintage motorcycle could achieve speeds of up to 75 miles per hour, proof of its advanced design for the era. The 1922 Magola Touring is a rare motorcycle from the 1920s. It was manufactured in Germany, and only 2,000 units were ever manufactured. This scarcity has elevated its status among vintage motorcycle enthusiasts, making it a legendary machine that is found in the garages of only seasoned collectors like Jay Leno. The motorcycle's production was cut short due to economic challenges like inflation, which makes finding and restoring one today almost impossible. What sets the Magola Touring apart is its absolutely unique design and configuration. At the heart of this machine lies a 5-cylinder radial engine, an unconventional feature even by today's standards. Unlike its racing counterpart, the Magola racing motorcycle, which features a rotary engine, the Touring model came with some fascinating operational quirks. For instance, the engine required periodic hand pumping of gasoline directly into the cylinders. It was some work, but it was well worth it. Despite these peculiarities, the Magola Touring gives off a sense of luxury, particularly evident in its comfortable touring seat. This design choice reflected its intended purpose of long-distance riding. In terms of performance, the motorcycle boasts 14 horsepower generated from its 640 cubic centimeter displacement radial engine. Also, there are no traditional transmissions and neutral gears, making it one of a kind. This simplicity in design, while unconventional by modern standards, is because of how much 20th century engineers wanted everything to be mechanical. The Magola Touring's rarity and unique engineering make it a coveted piece among vintage motorcycle enthusiasts, symbolizing an era where innovation and experimentation were driving forces in the motorcycle industry.
No transmission!
Amongst all the motorcycles on this list, the 1930 Opel Moto Club stands out the most with its bright red tires that catch the eye of everyone who sees it. Jay Leno himself was immediately hooked when he first encountered this rare piece of automotive history. Before Opel switched to making only cars, they tried out different things, and one of their best creations was the Moto Club. During its prime, this motorcycle was nicknamed Silver Redbird. It boasted a robust design with a single-cylinder engine, capable of producing 16 horsepower and occasionally reaching 22 horsepower depending on the specific model. With a displacement of 500 cubic centimeters and a 3-speed transmission, the Opel Moto Club could reach impressive speeds of up to 65 miles per hour. The production of this motorcycle was very short, spanning only from 1928 to 1930. Out of the 1,500, it's reported that only approximately 12 of these motorcycles have survived till now, which means it's one of the rarest bikes on the planet. Each remaining Opel Moto Club is essentially a precious artifact of motorcycle history and is estimated to be worth anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000. This motorcycle represents a significant era of automotive diversification, where manufacturers like Opel were exploring different transportation markets. Its design is characterized by eye-catching red tires and a sleek frame, both of which reflect the innovative spirit of early 20th century engineering. It's true that we now have much more insane technology, but the classics can never be beaten. In 1955, Vincent Motorcycles introduced the Vincent Black Prince, a motorcycle that was very different from its famous counterpart, the Black Shadow. Instead of focusing on speed like other motorcycle manufacturers of the time, the company wanted to create a machine built to provide luxury to its riders. The Black Prince boasted an exceptionally smooth ride that was so refined that riders could confidently wear a suit and tie and arrive at their destination looking impeccable. However, despite its allure and advanced features, the motorcycle faced significant challenges from the evolving automotive industry. The rise of small cars like the Mini in the mid-20th century changed the consumer preferences because they offered practicality and convenience at a competitive price point. Technically, the Vincent Black Prince shared its engine with the iconic Vincent Black Shadow, a 4-stroke, 50-degree overhead valve V-twin engine with a displacement of 998 cubic centimeters. This power plant delivered a robust 55 horsepower through a 4-speed transmission, allowing the motorcycle to reach a top speed of 120 miles per hour. What truly set the Black Prince apart was its aerodynamic cladding, which enhanced its sleek appearance and earned it the nickname Two-Wheel Bentley. The motorcycle's cost exceeded that of many cars at the time, placing it beyond the reach of the average person. This, combined with changing markets, meant the Vincent Black Prince struggled to maintain relevance. The motorcycle industry was rapidly transforming because of the influence of consumer demands and technological advancements. Gradually, the market moved towards more economical and versatile transportation options. Consequently, production of the Vincent Black Prince ceased after a brief but memorable run, leaving behind a legacy of luxury and engineering excellence. There are unconventional motorcycles, and there's the 1966 Munch Mammoth. Created by Friedel Munch, a renowned German motorcycle tuner, this bike was anything but ordinary. Munch made a bold decision that would set his motorcycle apart from every other machine of its time. He opted to use a car engine in a motorcycle. The Mammoth is powered by a 4-cylinder NSU 996 car engine, which was totally unheard of in motorcycle design. With a displacement of 996 cubic centimeters, this air-cooled power plant pumped out an impressive 55 horsepower. These specifications allowed the Mammoth to achieve a top speed of 115 miles per hour, making it one of the most powerful production motorcycles of its era. But that's not all. The frame and components were specifically designed to handle the power and weight of the NSU engine, which made the bike weigh a hefty 480 pounds. Despite its massive size, the Mammoth was considered remarkably reliable, no small feat for such an unconventional machine. By 1968, Munch wasn't satisfied with just one version. He upgraded the Mammoth with a larger 1177cc NSU TTS car engine, which required reinforcing the rear wheels to prevent them from braking under increased torque. This commitment to pushing technological boundaries came at a price. Literally. The Munch Mammoth was expensive, but it was all worth it. Too bad only 30 were ever made. When it comes to motorcycle transformation, a few examples are as stunning as the Egley Vincent, created by Patrick Godet. Starting with a 1951 Vincent Black Shadow, Godet crafted a cafe racer that caught the eye of motorcycle enthusiasts worldwide, including Jay Leno himself. The foundation of this motorcycle began with the Fritz Egli, a Swiss motorcycle racer known for his chassis design expertise. Patrick Godet took this foundation and elevated it to an art form. He integrated a larger engine and created a machine that balanced performance with nostalgic charm. At the heart of the Egli Vincent is an air-cooled twin-cylinder engine configured in an open V angle of 50 degrees. With a massive 1,300 cubic centimeter displacement, this power plant generates an incredible 100 horsepower. A 5-speed gearbox and dry multi-disc clutch ensure smooth power delivery that would make any motorcycle enthusiast weak in the knees. Leno has praised the Egli Vincent as one of the most aesthetically pleasing cafe racers ever created. It's a perfect blend of modern design engineering and classic design, representing a moment where motorcycle engineering meets pure art. The 1971 Velocette Thruxton is one of the most iconic motorcycles created by legendary English motorcycle manufacturer Velocette. Jay Leno acquired this particular model knowing it was part of the final batch of approximately 50 motorcycles produced by Velocette before the company ceased operations. Despite its compact 499 cubic centimeter 6-cylinder engine, the Thruxton was renowned for its impressive performance and racing history. Leno takes particular pride in the fact that this motorcycle still holds its class record for maintaining an average speed of 100 miles per hour continuously for 24 hours. The air-cooled engine features a single overhead camshaft configuration, producing around 41 horsepower. The bike also features a 4-speed gearbox with a right-foot shift mechanism and a 3-plate dry clutch. More than just a machine, this Velocette Thruxton represents an important moment in British motorcycle manufacturing. It was a final statement of engineering excellence before the company's closure. Long before Jay Leno became a household name on The Tonight Show, he scraped together $3,000 to purchase a brand new 1974 Norton John Player Special. Little did he know that this bike would become a treasured piece of his extensive collection. The Norton John Player stood out immediately with its distinctive design and racing history. For motorcycle enthusiasts of the time, this was more than just a mode of transportation. It was a statement. Early models produced before September 1974 had a unique configuration that would fascinate collectors. The rear brake pedal was positioned on the left, with the gear shift lever on the right. This setup was different from later standards mandated in the United States. Technically, the motorcycle was a marvel of engineering. Its air-cooled 4-stroke parallel twin-cylinder engine featured push rods and 2 valves per cylinder. With a total displacement of 828 cubic centimeters, the standard model delivered 50 horsepower, while the R model pushed that to an impressive 60 horsepower. A 4-speed gearbox provided riders with sufficient power and flexibility across various riding conditions. The Norton John Player Special represents an era of motorcycle design where form and function merged perfectly. The bike's striking appearance, coupled with its performance capabilities, ensured it stood out in the motorcycle market of its time. The 1975 Suzuki RE5 occupies a unique place in motorcycle history. It was a machine that was simultaneously admired and misunderstood. Jay Leno has long praised the motorcycle for its remarkable smooth ride quality, making it a standout among its mid-1970s contemporaries. At first glance, the RE5 might look like a typical cafe racer of the period. However, its true innovation is hidden beneath its conventional exterior. The motorcycle featured a compact 498 cubic centimeter Wankel rotary engine, a bold and unconventional design choice that set it apart from every other motorcycle of its era. Unlike traditional motorcycle engines with pistons, the RE5 used a single rotary housing that operated entirely differently. This design aimed to provide thrilling performance, delivering 62 horsepower and 55 pound-feet of torque. These specifications promised a dynamic riding experience that was both exhilarating and incredibly smooth, thanks to the unique characteristics of the rotary engine. Yet the Suzuki RE5 faced significant market challenges. The concept of a Wankel engine in a motorcycle was considered eccentric and unfamiliar to many American riders. Potential buyers hesitated, as they were concerned about the reliability and maintenance of this unconventional engine type. The motorcycle also produced a unique drone sound that was different from traditional motorcycle engines, which was strange to people at the time. But collectors like Jay Leno knew that this motorcycle would go down in history, and he was right. It is a rare sight, so it deserves the second spot on this list. The top spot on this list goes to Jay Leno's 1918 Columbia Pope motorcycle. Unlike modern motorcycles built to contemporary safety and usability standards, this motorcycle reflects the simplicity and mechanical creativity of early 20th century engineering. What immediately sets the Columbia Pope apart is its innovative design features. While most motorcycles of the era used belt drives, this model utilized a chain drive system, a more advanced technology for its time. The braking mechanism alone shows how dramatically motorcycle design has evolved. To engage the brakes, riders had to depress the foot-operated clutch on the left side fully. Uncommon, but pretty iconic. The Columbia Pope is powered by a 4-stroke V-twin engine. This particular configuration was pretty common in early motorcycles and automobiles. The bike boasts a substantial 996 cubic centimeter displacement. It also features a 3-speed gearbox, which provides riders with options for different riding conditions. Performance-wise, the motorcycle could achieve a top speed of 65.2 miles per hour. While this might seem small by today's standards, it was incredibly impressive for its era. Riders of the time would have found this speed exhilarating, offering a sense of freedom and adventure that was revolutionary for the early 20th century. While this motorcycle is packed with amazing features, the fact that it's still around after more than 100 years makes it an invaluable piece of engineering. This is why it deserves the top spot more than any other motorcycle on this list. Do you think we missed any other motorcycle in Jay Leno's collection that should have made the list? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible content.